You guys can check that out. Now, speaking of YouTube, there was a lady, she responded to a show that I did about a month ago. I think show number 220, where I talked about ABC special, talking about how successful black women can't get married, successful black women can't get mates. I addressed that on show number 220, and a lot of sisters were talking about that. That was like real big on the internet. A lot of people were talking about it. There were a lot of message boards discussing my show and my response to it. Some women agreed, some women disagreed. It got a lot of women up in arms. Some women were cool about it, some women were not cool about it. But it made interesting dialogue. And there was a lady on YouTube recently, she made a response to my response. And a lot of my people on Facebook, I posted up the link on Facebook, and some of my cats want me to go in on the woman, and I'm not going to go in on her because she didn't disrespect. I mean, she had a difference of opinion, and I can respect that. No, she came at it from an intellectual standpoint. She just discussed the issues about what I said. She didn't make any personal attacks, and that's cool. Long as you don't make no personal attacks on me, I'm good. Because that's the thing. Whenever I say something and women say they want to debate me, or women have a disagreement with what I say, usually they'll try to preface it with some kind of personal attack. Like, oh, fuck Tariq, and he ain't shit, and he ain't all that. They'll say some old sideways shit. So they'll get all off the subject. At least this woman, she stayed on the subject, and I can respect that. She didn't take any kind of personal jabs or anything like that. She stuck with the issue. So, and I'm going to address some of the things she said. And it's perfect. It's perfectly fine for people to have differences of opinions. That's what makes us tick. So I'm going to address that in a moment. And you guys have seen videos of people who disagree with me. There was one lady about a year and a half ago. I think her name was Miss Dose of Reality. All my long-term listeners, you guys remember who that is. I went in on this chick. She made a very mean-spirited video about me on YouTube, telling people they shouldn't support me, they shouldn't listen to me. It was very mean-spirited. Tariq ain't this, and Tariq, and he ain't all that. And now, when you say shit like that, that's when I'm gonna put the bullseye on your ass. And that lady, Miss Dose of Reality, we found her picture, and it was a goddamn wrap. Once we found out what she looked like, and she was talking all that slick stuff, it was a wrap. I went all the way in on her. You guys can hear me going in on her. I made a special of it. The show is way back in the archives, but I talk about it on the barbecue special. On my pay-per-view special, you go to maclessons.com and get the barbecue special. It's only $5. And I talk about the famous roasts and disses that I've had on the show. And she was one of them. Yeah, we saw her picture, and she looked like Baby Bop from Barney. So I really went in on that ass. But I digress. So anyway, let me play some clips of this lady. I don't even know what this lady's name is, but I know she's on YouTube. She made a video disagreeing with some of the stuff I said about the women on the ABC show, and let me respond to some of the things she's saying. So here it is.
This video is going to analyze Tariq Elite's analyzation of the ABC special that talked about how 42% of black women will never marry. My analyzation is coming per the request of a viewer. First of all, Tariq Elite did more to tear these women down than to prove why they're single. In the process of doing this, he actually just strengthened their argument. The link will be in the sidebar if you want to see the whole show, but it's like 30-something minutes long, so pop you some popcorn, you'll be there for a while. Since Tariq couldn't fall back on the usual list of things that black men hold against black women, fat, got kids out of wedlock, bad attitude, he had to find some other way to discredit them and justify their being single. So let's see how he does it. First point I want to bring up about Tariq Elite's video is that he says these 4 women are average looking. At the beginning of the video he says 2 of them are kinda cute, but later on in the video he says all 4 of them are average. After he said that, I wanted to ask him, so just based on these women's looks and nothing else, would you approach them?
Okay, let me stop it right there. Okay, let me answer, because she wanted to ask me, so let me answer that. Let me put on my Mackin music. And I will stick by that. These women are not bad looking. I never said any of them were bad looking. But these women live down in Atlanta. There's a lot of dimes in Atlanta. Some of these women, their mentality is on some other shit. But there's some real fly women, if you're just talking about physical looks, some real fly women down in Atlanta. And based on Atlanta terms, these women are kind of average. Not saying that they're bad looking, but you have to keep it 100. If you're in a city that really has an overabundance of women who outnumber the men in that city, Atlanta's crawling with women, then you have a bunch of women who are younger than these women because these women were in their 30s and 40s. Then you have a bunch of women who are really dimes. So compared to all that, these women are average. That's the reality of the game. That's not disparaging these women or anything. So the point is that them using the excuse, oh, I'm just so beautiful, I just look so good, or whatever, I intimidate men, how come they don't see how beautiful I am? Well, you have to look at the geographical location you're in. You're in a city full of dimes. You're in a city full of women that's really finer than you. Not to say that you're not bad looking women, but I'm just not going to go out of my way to spit game at them. And she asked the question, would I talk to them based on looks? These women are what we call mannequins. They're C-class women. And I talked about this in my book, Player Be Played. Let's crack open the survival scrolls to Player Be Played. A C-class female is the mannequin. This is the female whose looks are indicative based on her attitude. That means the woman's attitude will make or break her looks. Do you understand that? Fellas, have you seen a woman who was kind of average looking, but she was real sexy and that made her look better to you? It goes the other way as well. You have women who look kind of cool, but then they start talking and then you see what their attitude is like. Then all of a sudden they're not that attractive. I give you an example. There's a show on the Oxygen Network called The Bad Girls Club. In this season, they have this one chick named Natalie on there. Now, Natalie, little red bone chick, nice little booty on her. The face is a little strong, but not that bad. Like when the show first came on, you're like, okay, she's not that bad. But when she starts talking and then you see how whack her attitude is, it makes her look unattractive. You start focusing on the negative aspects of a person when you see their attitude isn't up to par. You dig? So a lot of these women are basically what we call mannequins. Their attitude can make or break the perception of them. And I go real deep into that in my book, Player Be Played. You guys should get that. So, all right, let me finish playing the clips. Hold on one second. Here we go.
The next point I want to bring up is that while ABC suggests that these women are successful, Tariq Elite challenges that and actually starts ridiculing their jobs. The first woman they featured was a prosecuting attorney / cheerleader, to which Tariq says, what kind of shit is that?
Absolutely, and I still say, what kind of shit is that? I still say, what kind of shit is that, because it sounds weird. That's something that you can't really take that seriously. My dude Pladar sent me an email and he made a very good point. Ladies, let's flip the script. What if you met a dude, ladies, and he was like, I'm a brain surgeon in the daytime, but at night I'm a Chippendales dancer? Would you take that dude seriously? Most likely you won't. Right there, you would look at the dude and there would be some red flags there that you don't even want to get into. It's the same thing. Let's say a dude has himself together. You meet a woman talking about she's a lawyer trying to be a judge, but she's a cheerleader on the weekend. That's some weird, out there type shit that a real dude don't even want to analyze what that's about. You just want to say, okay, let me just charge that to the game. That's weird. All right, so let me play the rest of the clips.
The next woman was a high school counselor, and Tariq inquires about how much that pays. Then there's the payroll specialist, which, based on the name of that job, I'm not really sure what she does myself. But anyway, for that, Tariq makes a funny comment, should I move my car so you can back your Brinks truck in with all this money you're making, or something to that effect.
Right.
The last woman, I forgot what she does, but I don't care enough to go find out. It really doesn't matter. The next point I want to make is that Tariq Elite was bothered by the fact that they didn't show where these women lived. He seems to be interested in where they live to help prove whether or not they're really successful. I suppose if they were shown to live in apartments or in shabby houses, he would use that to further bolster his claim that these women aren't really successful. Now, it sounds like Tariq is making good points about their jobs and wanting to know where they live, and questioning whether or not they're really quote-unquote balling out of control. But he's really not. Why spend so much time making such a big deal about these women not having that great of jobs when men don't look for that in women anyway?
Oh, wait, whoa, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, the reason why I made a point talking about their jobs is because that was their whole argument. That was the hook to their argument. That was the hook to the ABC special, supposedly, that these women are so successful that they can't get good men. Why are these successful women not getting good men? Right? That's what we keep hearing, that these women are so successful and their success is the thing that's keeping them from getting good men. Now that I've called that shit out, because a lot of dudes are starting to question them now, because I showed you how to call that shit out. These women are not really that successful. It's not me ridiculing them. I'm just telling it what it is. They are the ones trying to tell us how successful they are, and I'm like, these jobs are not that successful. Not to the point where you're talking about you intimidate dudes and dudes don't want to get at you. Your jobs are average. So it's some other stuff going on there that's keeping you from getting married and getting significant others. So I'm just saying, women, stop using that I'm so successful angle. That's what I'm saying. It's not ridiculing anything. We're just taking away their little trump card, because for a long time, the I'm so successful thing has been a trump card with a lot of sisters. They pretend that they got this whole success thing going on, and it's just intimidating on the men. But when you start cross-examining what these women are saying, you're not really that successful. Because if a dude was doing the exact same thing you were doing, you would be like, okay, you ain't balling hard enough. So we're looking at you saying the same thing. Let me finish playing this clip. Hold on.
The same thing goes for wherever they live. Men don't care where women live.
Ooh.
A man who's on point is going to want a woman to move in the house that he bought.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Let's stop right there again. Now, she said that men don't care where women live. A man who's on point is going to move a woman into his house. Shit. Yes, we do care where a woman lives. If you're a dude who has something going on with himself, you care about where a woman lives and what her background is like. Especially if you're a black man, because you have to be very selective about who you bring in your circle. So where a woman lives is very important. I'm real big on that. There's certain, if I know a girl, if I meet a girl and she's from a certain part of town, I promise you I won't fuck with her. You ask anybody who knows me, I'm strict on that. Like back in the day when I was out there really campaigning out there in the dating field, I had a rule, and I'm out here in LA. I wouldn't date a girl who lived below Adams. If you're in LA, you know where Adams Boulevard is. Adams Boulevard is the gateway to the hood. If I met any girl who said they live below Adams, I'm cool, nice to meet you, have a good day. Where a person lives says a lot about them. Not only where they live, but how they live says a lot about them. That's why I criticize what they were doing in the ABC special. They wouldn't show where the women lived, because where a person lives, that shows you a lot about who they are. If they live in some fly shit, if they live in some raggedy shit, if they live in some well-kept shit, that says a lot about who they are. So if I'm trying to get with a woman on a serious level, I want to see how she's living every day. I want to go up in her spot and see what she's living like. Does she clean the house? Is she neat? Does she have drugs laying around the house? You know, I want to know stuff like that. I want to know what she living, where she living, how she living, who she living with, the people she hangs around. A real dude is trying to soak in all that. So that's bullshit. We do want to know what's going on with you. I'm not talking about no thirsty nigga who's going to bang any female. That don't count. But a dude who's trying to make a real investment, and a real relationship is an investment, you want to know the background of certain women. Shit, let me meet a woman, she say she lives somewhere in somebody's project. I'm cool. And any dude with some sense is going to be cool on that too. A dude who got something going on. Again, I'm not talking about no thirsty ass niggas. All right, let me play the rest of this.
Tariq spent tearing down their jobs and wondering where they live and questioning their success was wasted, because men aren't attracted to women's success anyway. Tiger Woods, a billionaire, married an au pair, which is a glorified babysitter.
Oh.
He didn't give a damn that she wasn't a doctor or a lawyer. Women are the ones attracted by jobs, not men.
Okay, let me stop there, see? Let me stop there. She made a point about Tiger Woods. She said that Tiger Woods, she used him as an example. Let me put my Mackin music on. She used Tiger Woods as an example of how men don't really care about the woman's background. He married a woman who's an au pair. Tiger Woods is a bad example, young lady. Tiger Woods was living in Tiger World. He was living in a whole different world that was far removed from reality. Tiger Woods was living in a world where he wasn't even black. He was living in a world where he was Camblin Asian. This nigga made up a race and he said, I'm that. That's what I am. I'm not this, I'm that. I'm gonna make up some shit and be that. So he was on something else. And Tiger Woods was just messing with anything white. He was under the illusion that everything white was all right. And he was just messing with any old type of female, not caring about her background. That's why his black ass is doing press conferences now. That's why he has been thrown under the bus now. That's why he has lost millions of dollars now. Because he was not selective about the women he was bringing around him. He was messing with any raggedy ass broad just because she was white. There's some raggedy white broads out there too that motherfuckers shouldn't be messing with. Let's get that straight. Everything white ain't all right. There's some white broads that I wouldn't fuck with your dick, players. And Tiger Woods has learned that the hard way. He was messing with these girls with 1 foot in the restaurant, 1 foot in the trailer park. He was messing with these half of meth head broads. And he had to learn the hard way. That's why this dude is issuing apologies and all this stuff now. And speaking of Tiger Woods, I really wish this dude learned how to keep it player. You don't go out. He's acting too guilty. Tiger, you're acting too damn guilty with all the press conferences and you're walking around with your head down. Boy, you need to step up and spit game like a player. That press conference that Tiger did the other day, that shit should have been 5 minutes long. That press conference should have been just like this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the press corps. I'm Tiger Woods. Let me say this. I don't know now one of them bitches. Thank you very much. Good night. That's how that press conference should have went. You deny all that. They ain't got no proof. You deny until they get some evidence. But yeah, Tiger Woods was a very bad example she used because Tiger Woods is paying for his mistake. He's paying for not being selective about the women that he's dealing with. So Tiger Woods was a very, very bad example. But I digress. Let me see what else she has to say. Hold on.
Women are not expected to support a family, so all a woman really needs is a job sufficient enough to support herself. And the jobs that those women have do just that. Men, on the other hand, are expected to support a family, so they're the ones who need to be balling out of control. Let's not forget what that show was about. It's about why those women have been unable to find mates. So your quest to prove that they're not really successful proves nothing unless you're saying that they're single because they don't have that great of jobs. Well, neither did Tiger Woods' wife, and she got married to a billionaire, so it's not their jobs. So far we know that Tariq Elite is not impressed by these women's looks or their jobs. But did he prove why they're single? A lot of men seem to think that he did. But the only two things he criticized them for was their looks and their jobs. If these women are complaining that they can't find black men on their success level, well, you said they weren't all that successful to begin with. So there should be plenty of black men on their level or above to hit on them. So it can't be that.
Well, the thing is, these women think they're higher than what they are. There's plenty of dudes that they can get with, but these women think they're on some other shit. You dig what I'm saying? They have Beverly Hills dreams with swap meet realities.
So what do we have left? Oh, their looks. Tariq himself said that they were just average looking. He said a couple of them were kinda cute, not even cute, just kinda cute. Most men are not going to approach a woman that they think is alright if they think they can do better, unless they're just trying to fuck. And if you won't even approach a woman, then how would you know whether she has an attitude or not? So you can't even use that as an excuse. So all Tariq Elite really did was make these women's case even stronger. He messed up when he downplayed their looks because that seems to be the only thing he found wrong with them. Like I said before, the job thing doesn't even matter because jobs don't attract men anyway. So if we go by Tariq Elite's analysis, these women are single because they're not pretty enough or successful enough for guys like him.
That's not it. That's the end of that. That's the end of her thing. That's the end of her rant. But that's not why I was saying that these women couldn't get no men. I was just taking away that trump card. That's all I was doing. I was taking away the trump card that these women use by saying, well, I'm so cute that men are intimidated by my looks. I got so much money. I'm so successful that men are intimidated by my success. I'm taking that away so these women can have some type of personal inventory. And also, that wasn't the gist of what I was saying in the special. On my show, the gist of what I was saying, the criticism I had, was really how black women were allowing themselves to be manipulated by the media to come out with these types of stories. That was the gist of what I was talking about. That was the main point I was talking about. But a lot of women, y'all pretend not to get that, but you get it. Now, as far as these women, this is the thing, ladies. I'm saying this to you. Some of you might be cute, some of you might not be cute, some of your jobs might be good, some of your jobs might not be good. That doesn't matter when it comes to dating. A lot of times, ladies, and the thing is, a lot of sisters have been given the cushion to take away responsibility from themselves. A lot of sisters, with the help of the media, have been allowed to blame black men, blame this, blame that, for why they can't date. And the reality is this, ladies. Maybe you're just whack. I mean, think about that, ladies. Really, have you just thought about that? I know it's hard to fathom. But ladies, a lot of times it's not your job. It's not your looks. It's not that the brothers only want light-skinned women. It's not only because the brothers want dark-skinned women. It's not because brothers want supermodels this. It's not that. And again, it ain't even the white man thing, too, because a lot of sisters had that thing about, well, we're going to start getting with the white man. And I told y'all what the white dudes think about you. I got criticized for that. But now reality is kicking in because the white dudes are starting to tell you exactly what they think about you. What's up, John Mayer? You feel me? Now they're coming out letting you know exactly how they feel. Hell, Scott Baio, his old dusty ass, he was saying some slick racist shit about Michelle Obama not too long ago. He was criticized for that. So they're coming out the woodworks right about now, letting y'all know exactly how they feel. So the excuse times are over right now. Right now it's time to take some personal responsibility and just look at yourself and look at the way you conduct yourself in a relationship. Like these women on the ABC special. Maybe these women, and just think about how far-fetched this is to your mind, ladies. Maybe these women could not get men. Maybe these women cannot sustain relationships because they're just whack. Some of you ladies are just whack. And it transcends race, gender. Whackness is universal. Some of you ladies are whack. You don't make good girlfriends. You probably don't respect the dude. There's some shit you doing that's just whack. That's the thing. If you cross-reference some of these people, you'll get the real deal. See, the thing is, we always get one side of the story. But when you start getting other sides of the story, you'll see the reality of the game. And they're doing these why black women are single specials all over the world. Some Russian television show did the same thing. And the women were talking the same thing. Oh, I'm so successful. I look so good. Why can't I keep a man? And I saw an interview with one of the dudes who dated one of those women, and he was telling the real deal. He was like, look, this woman got kids, and she don't cook. She's lazy. I mean, these brothers will start telling the real deal. You start talking to some of these females' ex-dudes, he'll let you know exactly why she ain't got no man. Some of these women are whack. Ladies, what if you're a whack? Have you thought about that? I know it's hard. I know people have been telling you that you're the shit. People are scared to criticize you. People are scared to ruffle your feathers because you'll get all bent out of shape. But maybe you are whack. Maybe you're not wifey material. Because I swear to God, women who are wifey material, guess what happens? Dudes marry them. regardless of black, white, whatever. If you're a cute black female, you don't even have to be cute, but if your attitude was right and you bring something to the table and you're cool and you're not whack, guess what? You'll get a dude. It's that simple. Black men are very simple. We're not as complicated as you try to make us seem like. We're not all in jail or whatever. If you're cool, we fuck with you. If you're whack, we won't. It's that damn simple. The thing is, we ain't gonna overlook your whackness. We're not gonna take excuses for your whackness. Some women have this thing, well, I'm like this because I was molested as a child. I'm like, damn all that. You better take issue and bring closure to whatever's going on in your background. Because when it comes time to dating, we don't want to hear no excuses. We just want a cool ass, non-whack woman to chill with. That's what brothers want. Just don't be whack. Some dudes require women to bring something to the table, some don't, but our basic criteria is don't be whack. And that's the thing. A lot of you women are just whack. And I've told women this before. I've dated girls before, and I'm like, God, wait a minute. You know, I can't fuck with you. Like, why not? You know what? You're just whack. I just can't even put my finger on it. I ain't got that many fingers. Baby, you're just whack. I've told women that. So think about that, ladies. Are you whack? And if you are whack, what can you do to de-wackify yourself? You guys can check that out. Now, speaking of YouTube, there was a lady, she responded to a show that I did about a month ago. I think show number 220, where I talked about ABC special, talking about how successful black women can't get married, successful black women can't get mates. I addressed that on show number 220, and some of my cats want me to go in on the woman, and I'm not going to go in on her because she didn't disrespect. I mean, she had a difference of opinion, and I can respect that. No, she came at it from an intellectual standpoint. She just discussed the issues about what I said. She didn't make any personal attacks, and that's cool. Long as you don't make no personal attacks on me, I'm good. Because that's the thing. Whenever I say something and women say they want to debate me, or women have a disagreement with what I say, it's what makes us tick. So I'm going to address that in a moment. And you guys have seen videos of people who disagree with me. There was one lady about a year and a half ago. I think her name was Miss Dose of Reality. All my long-term listeners, you guys remember who that is. I went in on this chick. She made a very mean-spirited video about me on YouTube, telling people they shouldn't support me, they shouldn't listen to me. It was very mean-spirited. Tariq ain't this. Usually they'll try to preface it with some kind of personal attack, like, oh, fuck Tariq, and he ain't shit, and he ain't all that. They'll say some old sideways shit, so they'll get all off the subject. At least this woman, she stayed on the subject, and I can respect that. She didn't take any kind of personal jabs or anything like that. She stuck with the issue. So I'm going to address some of the things she said. And it's perfect. It's perfectly fine for people to have differences of opinions. That a lot of sisters were talking about that. That was like real big on the internet. A lot of people were talking about it. There were a lot of message boards discussing my show and my response to it. Some women agreed, some women disagreed. It got a lot of women up in arms. Some women were cool about it. Some women were not cool about it. But it made interesting dialogue. And there was a lady on YouTube recently. She made a response to my response. And a lot of my people on Facebook, I posted up the link on Facebook, and